Newton's first law of motion says every object in motion will stay in motion, and every object at rest will stay at rest, and when an equal and opposite object is acted on it.
Newton's first law of motion says that if an object at rest stays at rest unless an outside force acts on it. So if I hit this cup, it's going to move.
First law of motion says every object at rest will stay at rest. So when I put this coin on top of the paper, on top of the cup, the coin's going to stay there, stay at rest even when I pull the paper away, and it's going to fall down into the cup. Ready?
Newton's second law says that an object in motion will stay in motion unless an outside force acts on it. So I'm going to get on top of this car and drop the basketball, and when it's going to stay in motion until it hits the ground. Okay, so it's going to stay in motion until it hits the ground.
First law of motion says every object in motion will stay in motion. So when he accelerates the car, I'm going to be going as fast as the car, and then he's going to slam on the brakes, and I'm going to go flying forward and keep accelerating even when the car stops.
Okay, don't.
Every object in motion will stay in motion unless an equal and opposite force acts on it. So if I throw this cup at the wall, it'll stay in motion until it hits the wall, and then it'll stop.
So Newton's second law says an object in motion will stay in motion unless an equal and or opposite force acts on it. So if I jump off this car, I'm going to stay in motion until I hit the ground. Oh God, I'm scared. The law says the acceleration produced by a net force on an object is directly proportional to the magnitude of a net force and is in the same direction as a net force that is inversely proportional to the mass of the object. The basketball has more mass. When I push the basketball and I push the golf ball is going to go farther because it has less mass.
Weight weighs 8 pounds, and this golf ball weighs less. So when I throw the weight compared to the golf ball is going to go farther because it has less mass. Okay. Ow. The weight's going to go farther, or the golf ball's going to go farther. Law of motion says the greater the mass, the greater the force needed to make something accelerate. So when I push on Ariana, she's going to go farther than when I push on the car because the car has more mass than she does.
Okay, Newton's third law is with every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. So when he threw the ball at me, the action is the ball hitting my shoulder, and then the reaction is shoulder moving backwards.
Law says for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction.
This balloon, the force the air pushing down is going to push the balloon up when I let go of it.
Okay, when I push on this tree, it's going to push back the same amount that I'm pushing on it, which is going to cause us to not move because we're both going to be pushing on it the same amount.
Oh my God, there's a bug. This basketball, there's a force going down and a force going up. And the force going down is gravity, and the force going up is the normal force.